Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back again.
Yeah.
Round 2.
This will hopefully be more than 20 minutes of just trying to get things to work, which is what happened yesterday.
Everything was going wrong yesterday. Controller was broken, microphone was broken, then the internet was broken.
Hi, Squeaking
But
Squirrel.
seems good now. We now have 0 dropped frames, whereas yesterday we were dropping like 60% of our frames, which is way too many. And yeah, hello Squeaking Squirrel. Glad you could make it. This actually, this probably depends how long the stream is. This might be our last stream of this game because we're very close to the end now.
Yeah,
like very close. In terms of the original game, we're very close.
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
Depends what they have added. But yeah, we did literally nothing yesterday. We walked to a puzzle and then
started the puzzle and it was just not working.
Vaguely solved it and then yeah. So yeah, it's because of the DualSense controller I'm using. I was trying to set it up because it has the like adaptive triggers and it has like it plays the sound of the radio in this game through the controller, which was really cool. So I got it working, but then it messed with the microphone. It muted the microphone for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though the microphone didn't show as muted, so that was confusing and hard to fix.
And then we had a separate, unrelated issue.
Yeah, then our internet was like the internet was fine, but the bandwidth for streaming was really low for some reason, so it was super stuttery, and we just had to stop. So yeah.
And we assumed we couldn't stream today, but it for some reason fixed itself today. But we didn't have internet this morning.
Yeah, we had no internet this morning at all, which I was like, oh god, it's getting worse. And then internet came back and then the other issue was fixed too. So I was like, okay. I don't know if they just did it, like on their own accord, or because I did contact them yesterday, left them a message, but...
I'm very glad it's fixed because we get to play this, because I wasn't expecting that we could play this today. I'm also glad it's fixed because I am a hybrid worker and I need to work from home.
Hybrid. Alright, so we had put these in the right spots, but we hadn't done anything
We hadn't done the third one in the right spot yet.
I think we did, but then I didn't go any further because Lex mentioned that it was really stuttery, so then we just stopped. It was there.
I didn't actually think we'd got as far as actually putting it in the right place.
Yeah, it was just... Oh, I see. Oh, this isn't even the right spot. There we go. Should be that one.
That looks right, yeah.
Alright, let's do it. Push the button, James. See what's going to happen. What?
They all... Oh. I was going to say, they all went to their doors.
Oh, now we got another piece of the puzzle. What began with 3, one would soon deplore, 7 kindly souls opened up the door.
What began with 3?
That sounds like Snow White and the 7 Dwarfs.
It does. What's the 3 to do with?
What began with 3?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, wait, the other ones are talking about 1 for 2, and maybe that's something external to the story, but relevant to the game. I don't know. Let's just actually read the rest.
Trading 1 for 2, away she would roam, but the love of 5 would bring her back home. Trading 1 for 2? Cinderella, maybe? No?
I don't know if I understand this.
Taunted by the 2, she would toil away, leaving 1 behind. She has found a way.
Toil away makes me think of Cinderella for that one.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Is it Ariel over there?
Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
The Little Mermaid.
Trading 1 for the love of 5.
Ah, it'll be that. Trading 1 for 2. 1 tail for 2 legs.
Yeah. It's the
she would
5
roam.
that's throwing me on that one.
The love of, well, I guess 5. There's 5 people she loved back home. Her dad.
I guess.
Depending
She's
if
got
we're
sisters.
talking about the Disney one, like that crab dude. Lobster dude, whatever he is.
I don't really know. In related glitch events, the fire siren where we are is haunted or something. It went off twice randomly, but the sound was incredibly messed up as it kept winding up or down, but never truly got to the high loud part. So it was just lower and sad. All I could think about was how well it would fit in a Silent Hill game.
Was it like that? Probably sounds like the one in the prison. Alright, so...
Okay, so kind of figured out which one's related to who, but I don't understand what we're doing with this information.
Well, we see what happens when we do this. This winds it or something? No, we can like...
Maybe it's how many times you wind it? Okay, we accidentally did one of them.
I think it's the speed at that which they move. Let's just do this.
Oh.
Maybe?
Well, it began with 3, and then 7. Trading 1 for 2. 2, below 5.
Can I go back to see
minus 3. I don't know.
Well, this is just clues to figure out which one's which, I'm pretty sure. So then, like, the mermaid one is a shorter path, so it needs to go slower. But I don't know, so this is like the default speed, I guess?
Yeah. Okay, I think the numbers are something to do with that, because not all those numbers are relevant to the story.
Maybe.
But that's what I just said was that would make the middle one minus 5, which minus what did I just say? Minus 3. So that would be slower.
Minus 5, but we don't like the numbers. There's nothing that relates to numbers on here, like in terms of our inputs.
Well, I was thinking turns of the key.
See, that one's like opening. That's the Cinderella, which is that one. So maybe that one's correct. Oh no, it's reset now. I had it there.
I'm bad at these, so...
Mermaid's not even moving.
Cinderella needs to slow down because she's moving away. No, yeah, she's moving away by the time it gets to the door.
Let's just focus on one at a time.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the door now if I have it there. That one I had there. But she doesn't go through the door. So maybe... needs to be there? I don't know about this one.
The Cinderella one was alright.
Those two are alright.
I got those two.
It was there. She wasn't moving.
Wait, are they
at
resetting
all?
when you...
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say, why are you turning it again?
I don't know. There? She's too fast.
Okay, once we've solved this, I want to know if there's an actual reason.
Well, I think these are just the speeds. Like
yeah.
The further you turn it, the slower... No, the faster it goes.
I understand that. What I'm saying is, are you meant to just test it? Or is it to do with... I want to know if the numbers are relevant.
Maybe. Okay, so she needs to be fast. Well, that one turns 5 times. That one turns 1 time.
Oh, okay.
This one turns 3 times. Well, this one we don't know yet, actually.
Well, I would guess 7 for that one. 7 kindly souls opened the door. 5 brought her home. I don't really...
Maybe. She needs, like... What are you doing? Snow White. Sort yourself out. There we go. Not enough.
I think... Did you turn it 6 times?
5.
I counted 6 when you did it, but it should be 7.
7, you reckon? We'll try 7.
Well, according...
This is 6.
It says 7 kindly souls open the door. I think that might be what is going on.
It seems too easy, though, like literally just having the answers written there.
Well, it took us this long to
Yeah, because I wasn't focusing on the numbers. Yeah, you might be right. Because that was 7.
And the middle one was 5, wasn't it? Love of 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and this is 1.
So I guess it's figuring out which number you ignore and which numbers you use.
Yeah. I don't know about this puzzle. It's a bit weird.
I just think they didn't intend for anyone to spend that much time on it.
Still got the same track. I love this
cool
track.
Yeah.
It's so much better in the original. Like when we play the original,
like
you will see how much better this puzzle is. Because you have, while you're solving it, while you're adding music boxes to this, like over the course of exploring this area, it's playing a like disjointed version of this track until you get the right ones, like get all of them and get them in the right place, and then it switches to this version and then gives you the key. And I don't know, it just feels really cool.
Yeah.
Whereas this, it's just playing the track. It's like it doesn't have the same vibe to it.
Again, I wouldn't think this was bad or anything if I saw it standalone, but in comparison, prefer the original.
Yeah. Yeah. I was watching a video about the original last night, actually. It was just like someone's analysis of the game. And yeah, just like seeing parts of the original, I feel like it has more character. This doesn't have the same character. It's more just, I don't know. I mean, it's not boring and it's not plain, but it's definitely not. It's lacking the character of the original.
I've loved this, but I still prefer the original.
Yeah. And just the environments, like even though this is better like graphics, but the environments in the original I feel have more character as well somehow. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but
I guess because this is polished, whereas the original isn't.
Well, this is, you can look at everything, whereas the original is more fixed camera angles, so they can like hone down on getting the look of only one area because they know that's all you're going to see. Whereas this, you're going to be looking everywhere, so they kind of have to do more of it, I guess. Alright. Gonna go to the room.
We're going to check every other room beforehand, even though we desperately want to go see our wife.
Renovation work, elevator out of service.
Our wife who died 3 years ago. Just reminding everyone of that.
She died 3 years ago of some kind of disease. This was our special place. We came here at some point.
Except he didn't seem to see it as that special. Oh no, he said the whole town was that special.
Yeah. So that's the room. Can we go in here? And we found the videotape.
You forgot that videotape we made.
We have the videotape now. God. So let's see what happens when we go to the room. Finally, we've got a note on here too. Waiting for you. Waiting for you. So
is there background noise in this? It just sounds very quiet to me.
Well, there's no.
Oh no, I can hear the gun clearly. Okay. No, I was just checking that there wasn't music.
So yeah, this is what James's whole adventure, his whole quest has been to this point, basically, because we assume something's going to be here because it's written on the map. It's the closest we've been so far. They don't. Yeah, they say just she died of that damn disease 3 years ago. Like, it's not specified what the disease is.
It's kind of implied it's like a cancer or, something like that.
It's a terminal disease.
Yeah.
But, yeah. They don't specify.
Sorry, I can hear one of our cats doing something.
Can?
They've stopped again now.
Can't hear anything.
I keep hearing like this. It's probably Deja in the litter.
I hear nothing. Alright. This is it. Glass textures are a bit weird. So something jumps down in front of the glass, but it's just the texture being odd.
Okay, so it's similar to the other rooms we've been in.
Yeah.
But there's a TV and a chair, which we've seen a chair in front of a TV like this before.
We did see that, actually. I never kind of made that connection. This one's a little bit... They've made the other rooms look similar to this room, which is kind of cool because it's obviously... It's a hotel, so the rooms would look similar. We got what looks like a VCR player.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, it's got a handprint on it.
It does.
But it's dusty.
And we have a videotape. It's a reliable VCR machine.
Are you taping again? Come on. I don't know why, but I just love it here. It's so peaceful. You know what I heard? This whole area used to be a sacred place. I think I can see why. It's too bad we have to leave. Promise you'll take me again, James.
Hey, there you are. Do you know where Mary is? Come on, talk to me.
Mary's gone. She's dead.
Liar. That's a lie.
No. It's the truth.
She died because she was sick?
I killed her.
Kill her? Why'd you do it? I hate you. I want her back. Give her back to me. I knew it. You didn't care about her. I hate you, James. I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. She was always waiting for you. Why? Why?
I'm sorry. Mary, you know, isn't here. Mary?
James! Where are you? I'm waiting. I'm waiting for you. Please, come to me. Do you hear me? Please, why won't you come?
But where? Where are you?
You're so close now. Please, don't give up. Don't leave me out here, James. James.
So there you go. That's the reveal.
Which in modern day is maybe what people might guess because everyone's trying to figure out the twist. But I mean, we already knew, so it's hard to say. But I kind of felt like it wouldn't necessarily be obvious that he killed her.
I think it's definitely obvious on a like if you know it from the start. There's a lot of like things that allude to it.
Yeah,
and it's definitely obvious. But yeah, it's hard to tell if it's obvious
if you don't
when
know.
you don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Was that essentially what they show in the original videotape? Because admittedly, I don't think I'd draw that conclusion from the tape alone.
I feel like the original videotape is slightly more clearer, but not much more clearer.
I was going to say slightly subtler.
They don't really show, like, it's him smothering her with a pillow.
You don't see that point of view shot with that one got me. That the shot where well, actually, maybe you do see it, but it's not clear.
Yeah, both.
You see it from her point of view with the hand up, like
that. Yeah, that was a bit different.
Ooh, that one. I'm uncomfortable with it in a good way.
That one,
like
that one shows more of the act, but distorted. Whereas the original one, it kind of shows him. Actually, it's slightly different. The original one, it shows it clear, and it shows him leaning over her and kissing her on the forehead. And then he does this sudden motion towards her, and then it goes. So you can't really see. I think
it kind of shows him putting the pillow over her face, but it's not super clear. No. So it's kind of subtle. Yeah, it almost like shows more of it while also being subtler that you wouldn't necessarily know that's what just happened.
I think,
whereas this, it's more obvious. But I mean, he says it, so I think it's okay to make it as I said, that point of view shot. It made it more obvious while also giving me a really visceral feeling. So being subtle doesn't mean better necessarily.
Yeah. I like them both for different reasons.
Same. Yeah, I think I like both for different reasons.
They don't show him kissing her forehead in this one, which I think is a interesting detail in the original that I think they should have kept in. Because the whole thing is that she's sick, and he's, in his mind, he's doing it as a mercy killing because when we say in his mind, personally, I think his mind, his way of justifying it, but I don't think that's his real motive. It's I mean, it gets into that later on. We'll get into that later, yeah. But I'm just talking from the perspective of him giving her a kiss before he does it. I think that's an important detail to keep in. So it's kind of interesting that they removed that detail. I mean, it's probably not a big deal overall, but I thought it was a good detail to have in there.
I think part of the problem for me is the distortion, so I wasn't sure how much was actually going on. But also, with the admission, it does work. Again, we know, so it's hard to say. I thought it was pretty clear, but I quite like it not. I like it giving you that question until he says it.
You're like, wait,
even
what is
seconds
going on?
later. I think it's cool to have the video going like, wait, is that what I thought it was? No, like, not really sure. I can also say now, so the other thing you brought up was with the Eddie thing. He says, I killed a human being.
He's like, I killed a human being. And it sounds like he maybe isn't even talking about Eddie in that moment. Like, he is, but then he's also like, part of him's maybe thinking he has killed a human being before Eddie. Because in the original, which I can't remember if it was in this or not, in the original he says that. He says, I killed a human being. And then he says, Mary, did you really die 3 years ago? So his train of thought is there in that moment.
Yeah, because you said it wasn't in this, and you said you thought it should be in it. I forgot the Mary line actually, but
I think it's an important bit.
I was thinking, and I couldn't say this earlier. The reason I wasn't bothered that it was cut out is because in his mind, he hasn't killed Mary.
Yeah.
So he hasn't made the admission to himself.
Yeah, there's a few.
Because he's deluded this whole time. At this point, he's just no longer deluded. He might still be justifying himself, and again, we can get into that in a different way.
Yeah, it explores that
but
as we go from this point.
But yeah.
So yeah, there's that point with Eddie they changed. They took those lines out. They also took out a line when you leave the hospital after Maria gets killed, where he says, Mary, something along the lines of, Mary, are you really here, or is this your way of taking? And then it trails off, which is very telling. But I think possibly they removed both of those parts because it is maybe a little too
with
obvious.
A more modern audience, it might be too obvious.
Because when this was released, there was nothing like this in terms of a game. Like this kind of story, like nothing existed like this. So it was, if you had a horror game at this point, like at the time this was released, there was nothing so psychological. It was more jump scares and like Resident Evil kind of horror. So like getting into a horror game and then having this storyline was not normal at the time. It was like probably one of the first of its kind, I would say. So yeah, they were able to be a bit more obvious with it, with their clues. But
which those aren't. Well, yeah, maybe you'd call them obvious now, but it's not. So it's not on the nose.
No, it's not.
Like it could be interpreted other ways until you know, and then you're like, oh shit, that's why he said that. Squeaking Squirrel said, my journey was definitely like, this is normal, this is unsettlingly normal, I have no idea what's happening, but I have bad vibes, to finally, yeah, that makes sense.
And just seeing, going through it again, there's just so much that just makes you go, okay, like you get it from the start. There's a lot of clues throughout. Like they've added a whole bunch to this game, which is more on the nose than the original, whereas the original had a few bits that pointed to it, but they weren't on the nose. But yeah, so that's the reveal, and now the hotel is very decayed, and it's kind of like you think, is this how the hotel actually is? And he was only seeing it the way he was seeing it in his mind because he hadn't woken up to the truth. And now that he's woken up to the truth, the hotel is actually appearing as it would be now.
Or, as far as we know, Silent Hill is still a tourist town and he's just seeing it like this. He's in a decayed version of it.
Yeah. Well, this place apparently... I don't know, maybe they'll get into it later. It's not really a spoiler, but there was a fire here at some point after Mary and James had been here.
Oh, I forgot that whole thing.
So that's maybe why it's like this. It's actually like this, but was seeing it the way he remembered it. That's why he was like, this place hasn't changed in 3 years, because it's like, in your mind it hasn't, but in reality it probably has.
Does the existence of the video at the hotel imply that he killed her here on holiday? I don't think so. So I think the whole thing is that Silent Hill was an important place to them. They obviously came here on holiday, had a good time. He left a videotape, and she coughs at the end. As far as we know, they didn't know she was sick at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I guess they could have come here because it's like, you're sick, let's go have a holiday before you start your treatment. But the implication, how I thought it was that they came here and then soon after she got sick.
Yeah.
And that cough
that's I think what most people think.
That cough was sort of like showing that
showing
after this.
Showing the video, like the video showing him killing her is kind of a little bit deceptive because it almost might make you think that it happened at the same time they were here, but it's kind of more like the video exists, the video was a real thing, and then the town is kind of putting that footage into the video to show him what he did. It doesn't actually exist. It doesn't actually exist on the videotape. Him killing her. Because
I know, I'm not sure how much of this is I interpreted it or just because I know, but because in the video the other footage is obviously memory and not real because he didn't film himself killing her, especially from her point of view. It's obviously in a different place, and we know that she was sick, so it kind of implies that time has passed.
Yeah.
So it wasn't here that she died.
Wasn't here.
Though I don't think it would be, like, from what we've seen so far in this game, I don't think it would be incorrect if someone's personal interpretation was that she was killed here. I think there might be some things later that kind of confirm that she wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people think, like, another thing they think is, oh, like, Mary was in the hospital in Silent Hill when she was sick, but she also wasn't. The only time that Mary was ever here was when her and James came here on a holiday one time, and she fell in love with the place. Other than that, like, her sickness and all that, and her dying takes place outside of Silent Hill.
Which actually we know because Laura ran away to here to find Mary. Where Laura was with Mary when she was sick wasn't here.
Yeah.
I think part of it was that since I wasn't seeing the surroundings clearly, I didn't have a sense of place, so I guess my brain just filled in the blank. It's not like the exact location matters. Yeah, so I think they purposely make it not clear where you are, but I think what I'm saying is that it's not that you can see it's a different place, it's that we know that she would have been, like, she was well in that video, so he wouldn't have just killed her. Like, it's more that we know that she got sick, so time had to have passed, so you can assume it's a different place.
Yeah. This now says there's nothing in the envelope.
Oh.
So before we had a blank piece of paper, because the letter had erased itself. Now the paper is gone completely.
I also want to point out, this isn't... I don't think we can say enough about it yet. But, yeah, he said that Mary died 3 years ago, but Laura had whatever letter from her...
For her 8th birthday.
Yeah.
Which she turned 8.
Last week.
Yeah.
So, and then he said, so Mary couldn't have died 3 years ago. So that, I guess, hasn't yet been resolved within this.
There might be more to that, yeah.
Yeah, there's more to... Yeah, there is more to that. But I just think it's helpful to have that in your mind, so I'm just pointing it out.
This place has certainly changed a bit now. Like, that music is really quiet.
I thought that was
It's at full. I feel like in the original, like, the music is such a big part of it, and they just seem to be, like, more background tracks in this.
Oh, yeah, I see what you mean. Like, more
like when you walk out of,
because it's in your face.
Yeah, when you walk out of that door. The original, when you're in that room, it's when you kind of, like, watch the tape and then finish watching the tape. The room is still normal. It's not until you walk out of that room you see this, and then that track kicks in. It's just way more effective. But yeah, this place is falling apart.
From memory, I won't get too much into it, because you mentioned the fire, but we see about the fire in notes that are picked up. It's not a main part of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's something you kind of piece together, and it's not like...
It's something to do with the boiler, I think.
Well, it's actually to do... I got it wrong on the last
misremembering?
stream. It's to do with that there's a theory. There's a heater you find, and it says, "I'm Johnny, I'm one hot guy."
Oh.
So there's a theory that heater was what caused the fire, which is why they put it in here. I thought it was from Silent Hill 3 for some reason.
I don't remember what the answer was, but I do remember when I watched the Voidburger, like, deep dive into this when she did a playthrough. They kind of, like, showed the evidence to the point where I was like, that's 100% what the fire's about.
Yeah.
So they had all the stuff in there. I can't 100% remember what was in that because it's been years since I watched it. And when I say boiler, that could be because I'm also thinking of The Shining. So, yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, you might be thinking of the boiler in Silent Hill 1 in the school.
Maybe they refer to that in the video as well. I really don't remember.
So yes, this place is a bit different now. Everything's kind of fucked up. Is our map changed?
What did you think of the acting after the video? Because it's a bit different.
I didn't mind Mary's. I didn't like Laura's in that sense. I like the original better. I feel like it just has more, it feels more visceral, I guess, and has more emotion. Hers is a very, like, it's more downplayed in this one, her reaction.
Interesting. Yeah, I thought Mary was pretty good.
Like, the acting in the original is kind of awkward. There's some awkward acting in it. But I think overall it has more emotion behind it in some areas.
Because the fact that I quote Laura going, why
Yeah.
isn't that it's good necessarily.
Yeah, that's kind of a funny, like, sounds kind of funny.
But also she sounded, I don't know, I thought in this she sounded quite realistic.
It's realistic, but I feel like it's not as punchy, I guess.
Yeah, like I think she maybe sounded, from memory, maybe sounded more distraught in the original, but distraught, but not necessarily realistic. Whereas in this, she sounded realistic, which I thought was good. But she doesn't sound scared of him, which I guess she doesn't in the original either.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't dislike it.
I didn't dislike it either, but I just definitely prefer the original. I didn't like how they did a close-up of his face after he watches the tape, because he didn't really have any reaction in his face.
I didn't like that.
Whereas, the original, they just show him from behind, so you can't see how he's processing it, which I think is more effective.
Yeah, if it showed his face in shadow, or him looking either ashamed or confused or both or something, but he just looked nothing.
Yeah, I think they should have just not shown.
But
his
not
face.
in a blank way.
It's like
just in a we didn't animate an expression way.
It's like a less is more kind of thing.
Yeah, I think a blank expression could have been creepy.
Yeah,
but as I said, I don't even think it was really that.
There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. It's a new detail. Okay.
I really want to go watch all those playthroughs for so many hours.
Well, we'll be doing a playthrough of the original after this, so...
Yeah, I know.
Should be good. Where do we need to go? We've got a breakthrough here.
I guess the reactionlessness kind of tells a story by itself, because when I saw that, my reaction was, this is not a revelation at all.
That's true.
That's true. Well, that's what I mean, I guess, that I feel like a blank expression would have been creepy, because it wasn't revelation. But I don't even know, like, how can I say he doesn't have an expression, but then also doesn't look like he has a blank expression? I'm being hypocritical or contradictory. Like, what I'm saying doesn't make sense, but I don't know. And also, he won't admit it. Well, he did admit it then, but up until then, he wouldn't admit it.
Yeah. I mean, it's come up.
So I feel like it should have been a bit of a revelation.
It's come up a few times. Like, they've said, I think Maria's said it to him, like, maybe you hated her or something. And then he's like, that's ridiculous. Like,
Yeah. He should be defensive.
Yeah, but he's... Yeah.
But in that moment, he finally, like, admits it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting to
But
think
I wouldn't want to, like, extreme defensive, whatever, like a just subtle, I think would have been better. But like, yeah, I don't know.
But it's interesting to think of what Maria must be. Because she looks like Mary. She's been following James around this whole time. Almost taunting him in some areas.
But also is like, is obviously exactly the same looking, but dresses completely differently and has a different job.
Got a like question mark here?
You can't jump in this, can you?
No.
I think it's just to creep you out. I don't think you actually... You'll fall through one eventually.
Question mark.
Oh.
And I can't go anywhere else, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, okay, maybe you do fall through. Can you throw something at it? Wait, you can't pick things up like that in this, can you?
No.
Yeah, I guess you did just shoot it last time. Maybe you just have to keep walking over it.
You can try shooting it.
Oh. Wait, maybe just hit it rather than shoot it.
I did try hitting it.
I think if you just keep walking, it might do it.
Walked like heaps,
honestly,
though.
like, I think I get what you're getting at. Showing the absence of something is really hard. I'm guessing that this was all motion captured, but maybe it is a failure of direction/animation. Yeah, we were talking about this possibly off stream because I think there was one of the scenes with Maria where I said I didn't like how her face was animated. I think neither of us did. I don't remember what scene it was now. And because I keep defending the actress, but then we're like, actually, maybe it was motion capture, in which case, I don't know. I don't know how much was her and how much was the animation. So, like, at the beginning, when he looks in the mirror with a lack of expression, that is better.
And this one, you mean?
No, I mean that scene compared to his reflection on the TV.
Oh, yeah. Look at this. Very awkward carts they have everywhere. I don't know how they program these, but it's like you can't, if you try to change direction while you're pushing it, it like stops moving completely. It's very janky.
Where'd the cart go?
It exploded. It's still there.
Oh, it is there.
Going down again. Usually we don't go down at this point. Usually we start going up. Which is very symbolic of his journey. We went down a lot earlier. Down and down and down. Book. Wash yourselves, make yourselves clean, remove the evil of your deeds from my sight. Okay.
That feels like the movie.
Health drink. Yeah, I mean, like, I keep saying, like, oh, the original did this better. But, like, this is still good.
Yeah.
I think there's no way they could have made this better than the original. So they've done a really good job.
And with any art, there's the context it was made in.
Yeah.
So things that we prefer in the first one, they could do it exactly the same, do it just as well, and it probably wouldn't hit the same. You know. I feel like motion capture might be one of the hardest things to do well. I adored LA Noire precisely because it was touted as at one point to be the height of technology, and now it just looks so goofy.
Yeah, it is a bit like that. Oh,
I also just think though that like
you're not going to have this in it.
I think well, yeah, I'll say my first thought. Part of, you know, comparing the scene we just had earlier to him looking in the mirror, part of what you can do with art and I'm talking about all art, you know, whether it's movies, games, TV, books, whatever. Well, what I'm about to say you can't. But is you work within the limitations. So, for example, like the fog in Silent Hill 1 was a limitation that they used to their advantage.
Yeah,
to like
because of the rendering distance.
Yeah,
so it was to hide that.
So you could say, oh, we can't animate a face in detail. Well, if you use shadow to your advantage, obscuring some of the face, it immediately gives it a different feel, you know? Which is why I think him looking in the mirror shot is more successful. And actually, when I first saw this, I remember people saying like, "Oh, his face looks so whatever." Like, didn't really
They did adjust it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. After people's feedback.
But they were talking about his expression. Like, I had no problem with his expression. I thought it was creepy. But yeah, like the first one. I don't know.
First one.
I'd have to put them side by side.
Yeah. Oh, they're gonna have. Is this gonna be? Nope. It's the bloody saw again. Jigsaw. I don't like
that's on the nose directed at us.
Videotapes, audio cassette things. It sounds like Jigsaw for one, which is just weird. And then I don't know, it makes it seem like there's almost like this guy's behind everything that's happening or something. If you weren't familiar with the story, I could get the vibe that you might.
Yeah, I wouldn't
take that from it.
I wouldn't mind like on the nose recordings if it was like obviously a different situation that you could relate to yourself. Kind of like what you were saying with the director's notes in the original. It's like it's talking about something else and it becomes more and more directed at you.
Yeah.
But it's at the beginning it's like something you could relate to yourself, but it's a different situation with a different person. You know?
Go up here. Nope.
Yeah, the plank of wood, obviously you can't go up there.
Yeah, so it looks like they're not going to have it, but the original has like a audio recording you can listen to, which gives you a lot more backstory on Mary's sickness. But
there's
maybe
a
they're not
corridor.
going to do it.
I mean, they must still do the corridor scene.
I would hope. I imagine they would.
I feel like
That'd be silly to
that's
get rid of that.
necessary.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I remember the exact recordings you were talking about.
You can miss it because it's not. It's like an optional thing.
It's kind of reminiscent of the first elevator. Not it's first, but it's the opposite of. He was trying to open it when Maria was trying to get in and failed. Now he's opening it, but going out.
It's all flooded. We have a save point. There's the jukebox again. I think he's appearing everywhere. So many saves. Yeah, they could maybe extend this bit, but I kind of feel like they shouldn't. after you have like that revelation with the tape, I feel like you just need to push forward with the narrative rather than add a whole another area. So hopefully they don't do that. No.
Is it like this in the original? The flooded?
Yeah, there's flooded in the original.
I don't remember it.
But I don't think you go to the basement. Can't quite remember though. Yeah, I don't think you come through here in the original. But the hotel is flooded. And, like, burnt and stuff. Oh, got this scene.
Oh.
Mama? Mama! I was looking for you. You're the only one left. Maybe then I can finally rest. Mama. What's wrong? Wait. You're not my mama. It's you.
Sorry, Angela. I think you were right. What we're looking for, it's not here. Not anymore.
Thank you for helping me earlier. But I wish you hadn't. Even Mama said it. I deserve what happened.
No, Angela, that is not true.
Don't pity me. I'm not worth it. Or maybe you think you can save me? Will you love me? Care for me? Heal all my pain? That's what I thought. James. Give me back the knife.
No, I won't.
Saving it for yourself. Have it your way. It doesn't change anything.
It's hot as hell in here.
You see it too? For me, it's always like this.
That was good. That was very well done. I like her portrayal of Angela. I like both the portrayals for different reasons.
Yeah.
Hers is more accurate, I think, to like someone of their age, and just being more like toned down.
Angela is one of my favorite parts in the original game, and I think I might like this Angela more.
I think so too.
That's how good I think she is.
Yeah.
I don't even really want to I don't want to go into the metaphor or into the feeling of the fire, but I think anyone who, I think everyone can understand that with knowing Angela's story, and for her saying that it's always like that for her. Yeah. I think that relates to a lot of people. And I'm feeling emotional now.
Yeah, it's a very emotional scene. It was done very well. Hey, Harry boy. I think she does need therapy would help, but she got Silent Hill instead. Which who knows if that's good or bad for her. But yeah, so that scene,
that was an oof of a scene. Yeah.
Because he says it's hot as hell in here, which almost implies he can't see the fire in a way. Because like if it's burning, you wouldn't say that because you'd be like, it's on fire, of course it's hot. But it's almost like we're seeing Angela's side of things where it's burning, and he can feel it. He can feel the heat, but he can't actually see it. It's kind of what I've heard people say, which makes sense.
Except we as the player are seeing it, so to me that means he's seeing it.
Yeah, possibly.
I think he sees it, and I think it's one of the pieces of evidence that you can see, like we saw her monster.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think if we are him, we as the player, we're in his shoes. So if we're seeing it, he can see it.
I guess so.
In my opinion.
We can't go back in there.
No offense to anyone who thinks other than that, but I personally disagree. It's kind of interesting because I feel like there's kind of like a limbo aspect to everything with us, with Angela, with Eddie. When she says, maybe then I can finally rest, that's a real like, oh god.
What the fuck?
Like you would hear that in it. Oh my gosh.
They're not fighting now, they're just...
I really like that, and it's made me really uncomfortable. I feel like it would be really easy to take from that she's in hell, and therefore we're in hell. And also Flame's hell. But I think it's more... Yeah, I don't think they're dead.
No, they're not dead.
I think they are in a sort of limbo, but not limbo like as in you're on your way to heaven or hell. More,
it's more like
you're in Silent Hill. Yeah,
in a way.
But hers is a hell. Hers is a hell, for lack of a better word, of her own, not her own making. Obviously, she didn't do that to herself. But like the shame and the blame. Like she didn't actually. She did kill someone, but it's not the same. Oh.
This is not... They don't do this in the original, but it's kind of a cool touch.
Yeah. I think that was maybe less subtle. The just one on the floor I really liked, because I feel like you could go in that room and immediately hit it. I think I do actually like it though, even though I said it was less subtle.
312 to be cleared out. No one's returning.
And it's trying to get away from us.
Yeah.
I like this. I think it's relevant to what we have had revealed.
Yeah, well, it's like he's
the monster.
It. He realizes what he is. Oh yeah, that's true actually. We have the door as well.
Also,
this was the door that Pyramid Head, we first kind of saw him.
We also implied some of this earlier, but we couldn't get into it. He He has Pyramid Head's knife. Pyramid Head is the monster.
What do you mean he has his knife?
He's picked it up.
No. Not in this. In the original you can get it.
I thought we did pick it up.
No, we used it to solve a puzzle. And then we left it.
We left it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, we still had this conversation, though, that I'm getting at. Even if he didn't pick it up, he still, Excalibur took it out of the stone.
Yeah.
Which I think implies the same thing. It's the, Pyramid Head was a monster, and that was his great knife, and he, James is the one who took it up.
Yeah, Pyramid Head is,
I think
you could say, the representation, Silent Hill's manifestation and representation of his sin, of what he did.
It does remind me of a concept of hell where instead of a more literal view of hell as a location, hell can be seen as a state where you can be in, like a person just carrying hell with them everywhere they go. Yeah, hell is a state of mind as a Christian statement, right? Like, in some sects of Christianity. I'm going to be thinking about that while trying to sleep tonight for sure.
There it is, the 9 save points. Did we not get the... maybe the corridor scene is after this. I thought it was before this.
I feel like we're leading to it.
Well, I thought this was right at the end, this.
Well, the corridor scene's right.
I thought it was before this.
I'm not sure if it's before or after, but just the location we're in feels like we're heading towards it. Like,
is he like...
geographically?
I feel like he used to look at this. He used to look directly at us, and now he's kind of just
looking to the side.
He looks more
like he can't look at us. He can't face us because he's ashamed. Except he doesn't look ashamed. He just looks a little goofy.
Interesting. All right, we'll see what's gonna happen. I think I might have cut it.
What?
James!
Leave her alone. Leave us both the hell alone.
I only have one ending that I think is the best.
They're all good in their own ways.
I'm okay with some of them. There's one that I think is
I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now. I don't need you anymore. I'm ready.
Oh, they took out the line. Now it's time to end this.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that line. I quite like how he acted that though.
Yeah. Oh.
See it, now there's two of them and doesn't have a great knife, instead has a great spear. Great spear.
Great.
That's a really great spear. I feel like there was a significance, like people have said that interpreted meaning, and I don't know what it was, but
so yeah. For most of the game, there's just one Pyramid Head following us around, and then this is... Ow. Jesus. This is the first time we've encountered Pyramid Head again since we killed Eddie.
But we have seen an image that showed 2 Pyramid Heads.
We have, yeah. But people infer that because he obviously, if he represents... Okay, we're getting like murdered.
Maybe just wait till you're finished.
If he represents our sin for killing Mary, the fact that there's now 2 Pyramid Heads, you could infer that each of them, one represents our sin for killing Mary, and one represents our sin for killing Eddie.
Yeah, I'm not fully on board with that.
I like that.
The reason I'm not fully on board with it is because I feel like us, Eddie and Angela, although we're in completely different situations, though ours and Eddie is more similar, but still completely different, there is relevance and connection between us. So like the possible misogyny, which we can't really get into just yet, but of James and, you know, things we've seen relates to Angela. And like there's a reason, like Eddie hates the sort of like popular whatever guy, which James could kind of be perceived as. So I wouldn't count it. Like I feel like the 3 of them were brought here at the same time for a reason. Whereas Mary is not in there.
Yeah.
I was actually referring to the weapon though when I was talking about the interpretations, not there being 2 of them. So the great knife is like this burden, and then that burden's gone, at least, or it's been transferred to James rather than Pyramid Head. Like he's more directly given it to you. What is the meaning of them having spears? Is it just that it's pain and torture, it's punishment without that same burden anymore, or... Oh, okay, everyone watch.
Everyone shut up. Oh.
Ugh.
Destroy what you don't need is the achievement. There you go. When they do this in the original and you inspect, because that's the thing with the originals, you can inspect things and he comments on a lot of stuff, which you can't do on this. But when you inspect them in the original, he just says, Pyramid Head won't move anymore. And that's it. It's like, interesting.
So before I said about the hell as a state of mind, I've heard that in ex-Christian people talking about experiences they had, talking like pastors or whatever. If it was Christian, it's complicated. Hell is a very weird concept as to how literal it is supposed to be, especially as hell is present in the New Testament, but not really the Old. This is a theological rabbit hole. We won't get further into that because it's a whole thing, but I think the hell is a state of mind and what you said earlier kind of summed up the relevance to the game.
So yeah, the thing with them there being 2 here, I like the Eddie thing because when I like originally played this and like looked into the, you know, the meaning of a lot of stuff, it was like Pyramid Head represents James and his sin, and it's kind of like it's his punishment, but it's also represents him in a way, which is why it made a lot of sense that there was only one of them, because it's his, you know, it represents his sin in terms of what he did to Mary. And then like when you get to this point, this boss battle, I was kind of like, why do they have 2? That's kind of dumb, because like it's just supposed to represent, you know, his sin. But then when people said, you know, we've killed Eddie now, we've killed another human being, and now there's 2 of them, it's almost like he's carrying 2 sins, which is why there's 2 of them, which is why I do like... I
see what you're saying, but I don't think Eddie counts in the same way for the reasons I said earlier. I'm just thinking this now. I don't remember if this is in any videos I watched or anything. But like, when in a lot of stories, when you're heading towards your final judgment, there's either a good and a bad. you know, there might be the doors, heaven, hell, good, bad, or it's scales where you're going to be weighed. There's sort of like two sides. Now, these two are doing the same thing, but I could kind of see it being almost like the two sides of this judgment now coming towards you.
Can you see the area where Maria was? No.
She's probably been sucked up into the sky.
She is there.
No, she's there.
Her face looks like it's changed, maybe too. Yeah, because you wouldn't be able to see, obviously, because the original's not like you can't move the camera around to this extent. You wouldn't be able to see up there at all. So that's kind of interesting. They've left that into.
I guess it means you've got something you're going to walk towards. Well, I guess you would have done that regardless. But.
Yeah. All right. So Mr. Pyramid Head has a rust-colored egg. And other Mr. Pyramid Head has a scarlet egg. 2 eggs. And we have a door here with an egg-shaped recess. And another door with an egg-shaped recess.
Ooh, our light just like flickered.
So this is the same as in the original. You get 2 eggs, you've got 2 doors. It doesn't matter which egg you put in which door. It doesn't affect, well, in the original it doesn't affect anything. Oh, okay, so now, interesting, so you can't open it. The original one, you pick a door and you pick an egg and then you go through it. But this one, it seems you have to put both. Or maybe you do. I think you have to put both eggs, but then it doesn't matter which door you go through. So maybe it's the same. Leads to the same place. Yeah, this is slightly different.
Okay, so yeah, the corridor bit's in here.
Is it?
Maybe?
Yeah, you might be right, actually.
What do you want, James? Flowers? I don't want any damn flowers. Just go home already. Look at me. I'm disgusting. Between the disease and the drugs, I look like a monster. Well, what are you looking at? Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone already. I'm no use to anyone. I'll be dead soon anyway. It'd be easier if they just killed me. But I guess the hospital's making a nice profit off of me. Why are you still here? I told you to go. Are you deaf? Don't come back. James. Wait. Please. Don't go. Don't leave me alone. I didn't mean what I said. Please. Tell me I'll be okay. Tell me I'm not gonna die. Help me.
Did they add a bit of dialogue there? Or is that...
It's pretty much the same.
Okay.
I didn't like that delivery.
Oh, really?
I liked some parts of it, but yeah. I think that's just, as I said, the originals, I don't know. For me, you're not going to be able to top the original.
Before you go through the door. So the reason I have so many thoughts about the ending is because I think some people hear this corridor bit, and I think this corridor bit is important.
Yeah.
And go kind of like, see, her life sucks. She wanted to die. Or like, see, she was being a bitch and fuck her or something. Like, well, that's what some people's attitude is. Like, that's unfortunately the world we live in. And I think that is not only incorrect for the story, I think that's incorrect as a moral human being. Because obviously anyone here, if you have a bad day, you might lash out and act in a way that you didn't mean just because you had a bad day. Now imagine that you're not only dying of a terminal illness, but you're obviously on drugs that make you, in your mind, look like a monster, and you're it's implied, having a fucking horrible time, and you're scared you're about to die, and then your husband, as far as we know, is silent and not doing anything to make you feel better. Or even if he is trying to make you feel better, you might still just feel like that because you're fucking dying and it sucks. And, you know, a normal human being would show some grace for that person.
Yeah.
You know. And that's what I'll say until we get to the end.
Yes, yeah. You'll notice the letter is now gone completely. Did the letter ever exist?
Also,
probably not.
I just thought of this now looking at the knife. Angela has shown that she wants to die basically this whole time.
Well, yeah. She's definitely considered it.
James has never expressed that because he won't admit that he's wrong.
He's expressed the opposite.
Yeah.
Because when he takes the knife from Angela, or at some point with the knife of Angela, she says, saving it for yourself or something, and he says, never, or something. I'd never do that.
Because his life is so important. Also, in the original, I mean, we didn't test it here, so can't really tell for sure, but in the original, you can just run up the corridor and miss most of that dialogue.
Yeah, you can run and just go through the door and skip it if you want.
Which is kind of shitty. After that speech itself does lean to the idea that it might have been a mercy killing, but it's not like the speech was her saying, please kill me, like she's having a terrible time, and she might want that as an option. But that very much isn't the same. Yeah, so I feel like what you're saying is, as far as we know right now, he either murdered her or it was a mercy killing, and we don't have enough evidence either way, except, I would argue, the shots we saw on the videotape, though obviously not like real video, did not look like a mercy killing.
Yeah, well, we will get to that.
And we'll get to that more. I'm just making it clear that what Squeak and Squirrel is saying is based on where we are right now and not based on anything else.
Yeah, you could take her saying they should just kill me as James's justification for doing it.
I think, and that's why I get so angry about it, is because I feel like some people, she says that and then immediately turns around and goes back on it. But even if she didn't go back on it, you don't have to be that quick to take someone's word on something that big.
Well, she said they should kill her, and then not long after, in that same speech, she says she doesn't want to die. So.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is that even if she didn't say I don't want to die, if anyone says like, oh, they should just kill me, I think any reasonable person wouldn't jump at that really quickly. It would be quite they didn't mean, you'd assume someone doesn't actually mean it. Thing is, euthanasia doesn't usually happen with a pillow. Exactly.
Yep. Usually has consent involved too.
I'm just emphasizing this because I know that there are people who I think are wrong, who like that's the justification. She said that. Well, that's not good enough. This looks exactly the same.
It's pretty similar, yeah.
Mary? I have missed you so much.
I've missed you too. We can finally be together. Forever.
No.
James. Honey. What's wrong?
I'm sorry. I know you tried,
James, please.
but she's gone. I know that now,
Stop it.
and I can't just keep pretending.
Shut up! What do you want? Do you even know anymore? I'm yours. I'm here for you. So what if I'm not her? I can give you what she never could. I can be better than her. What else do you want me to be? What else can I be?
I am so sorry, Maria. I really am. But this has to stop. It's time to let it go.
No.
What?
I won't let you do this to me. I won't let you go. I can't!
So, I don't think the moths or bats or whatever turn into like a fireball like they did for a second in the original. I feel like it's a very human response to latch onto it as a justification in the exact same way our main dude did. I'm not sure I agree with that.
I think in terms of wanting to find justification for doing something
to make someone not a bad person,
it's
I can see like if you want to see the good, but I think I'll get into it more when it's at the end.
I think I mean like James's justification. He's latched onto it.
Yeah,
as a justification for what he did.
Yeah. I think story-wise, it's good. It makes sense that he would latch onto it.
Yeah.
But I'm saying people who know the story and use it as a justification.
Yeah.
For him doing what he did. I'm like, well, maybe I just shouldn't trust those people. Does that happen?
Nope.
Yeah, so I was going to say, they've brought in the same thing of the cage. Ooh. The cage being part of the monster, which I didn't like on that original monster. This doesn't happen, does it?
Nope.
Okay, this is new.
Well, they're just trying to
extend the boss battle.
Make it more of a boss battle, because it's not really a boss battle in the original. I mean, it is, but it's very like as I said before, the original's not combat focused, so they're very simple fights.
Yeah, I just have the same issue with this as I had with the last one. It's creepier when it's hanging, and when it's the cage is making it walk around. Yeah. I don't like it as much.
Here.
Don't the moths like hurt you?
Yeah. They just did. I've been dodging.
Do they only hurt you when they're a fireball or whatever, or do they just always hurt you?
Well, they're not a fireball in the original.
Yeah. No, I mean in this right now, are they only hurting you when it's fireball?
No, because they just hurt me then, and they went.
I couldn't see. That was hurting.
James. Cyrus.
Hey Cyrus, we're almost finished.
Yes.
I was just about to say that I preferred in the original that it's that kind of lighter area, which we were in and then quickly fell down. But now we're back here, so that's kind of alright. But just for a change, it's kind of nice. Like, not all creepy things have to be in the dark. A metal spider that wasn't in the original. Yeah, so we literally was just saying, like, I don't know, 30 seconds before you joined, that in this boss battle, as well as a previous boss battle, they have a hanging creature that then jumps down and the cage becomes like a spider. And I don't like in either of them when the cage bit happens. I think it's just not as good. I think they're creepier when they're hanging.
Yeah.
And it's like the cage isn't a monster, it's a cage.
The cage spider thing's a little bit cheesy.
Yeah.
Get off me, moths.
I would get a moth tattoo that was a like Silent Hill tattoo.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You know, I was saying I wouldn't get a butterfly like Maria's. I will say that I don't really get this as a monster design as a whole. I don't really get how it relates to her thematically.
Yeah, the cage does, but the spider does not.
Yeah, and like the hanging is kind of like torture, pain. Like there's probably other more subtle things you can get into. But yeah,
get off me.
The spider things.
God, James, get out of there, man. Use all them syringes you got. He's ready for Silent Hill Homecoming.
James.
Which ending do we get? Oh.
Hmm.
Might be your least favourite.
Yeah.
And the one that I
I
wouldn't say it's my favorite.
I get why Reynolds likes it.
Did you know this is apparently the canon ending?
I think I've heard that. No, I don't care.
I tried.
I think it does make sense.
I really did, but I can't. Just can't go on without you. I can't forgive myself for what I've done.
Good.
I know this isn't what you would want. But I guess it doesn't matter anymore. You're not here.
Like that look up.
Are you?
Hmm. And into the back seat.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday. But you never did. Well, I'm alone there now. In our special place. Waiting for you to come and see me. But you never do. So, I wait, wrapped in my cocoon of pain and loneliness. I know, I've done a terrible thing to you. I wish I could change that, but I can't. I feel so pathetic and ugly laying here. Every day I stare up at the cracks in the ceiling, and all I can think about is how unfair it is. The doctor came today. Told me I could go home for a short stay. It's not that I'm getting better. It's just that this could be my last chance. Even so, I'm glad to be coming home. I missed you so much. But I'm afraid, James. I'm afraid you don't really want me to come home. Every time you come to see me, I can tell how hard it is on you. I don't know if you hate me or pity me. Maybe I just disgust you. I'm so sorry. When I first learned I was gonna die, I couldn't accept it. I was so angry. I struck out at everyone I loved. Especially you. And that's why I understand if you hate me. But I want you to know, I will always love you. Even though our life together had to end like this, I still wouldn't trade it for the world. Well, this letter has gone on too long, so I'll say goodbye. I told the nurse to give this to you after I'm gone. Which means that as you're reading this, I'm already dead. But that's okay. I'm not afraid of it anymore. I just hope the pain will end soon. So that you remember me for who I was. And not what the disease made me. I want you to go on. I want you to live. For yourself. And for others. Like you did for me. James. You made me happy.